dude. You can't plan for that.
Okay. Okay.
Can't say I've ever seen that happen before. Okay.
All right. Hello, hello. I don't know what it is about this game right now, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Like, you know what the main complaint that I have with this game? Like, early on I thought, you know, these graphics are really, really, really low tier. Especially when it comes to, like, the original set of enemies, those little slug bastards. They look as low quality, as low effort as they possibly can. Since then, I've noticed that, like, a lot of the rest of the graphics are, honestly, they're not all that low effort. Oh, this is the ice variant. I forgot. Anyway, but honestly, that right there, that image in the middle like that, we didn't need that. We didn't need the weird sexualization of the main character, but it is what it is. Honestly, if that's my only complaint, they did pretty alright. Okay, so what do I have on me? Yeah. Let's do a repeat of the snow. And that, literally, I've never used that gun before. It just got mastered. That dude again, huh? I don't have any whites. I would have dumped a white for that because it's a blue. Him again? Jesus, what the hell? Honestly, I don't remember how many more of these we need. I know I've got one of these is just languishing in my inventory at home, so I can make the. I know that I can make the component with it. Which we're gonna need plenty of those. Like at least one more right there, right? Let's see, that's 3, 4. But I mean, like, I don't really need to stockpile them per se. I suppose, like, realistically, all I would need to do is like, oh, I need one of that item. I guess I should just run this area. Alien Part. That's what it's called. Alien Part. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Shitty. Oh, no, I don't want to sell, I want to buy. Damn. Okay, well, it is what it is. Damn. Oh hey, I don't need to use that anymore. So, wait, so attack 28 versus attack 40. Like, I mean, I guess the fact that it freezes them... I think when enemies are frozen, they take enhanced damage. Which is a very real possibility. Okay. Bar's a door, and then there it is. Yeah, I said that. It was dumb. I don't apologize. What is this? Relentlessly strikes your enemies with an ice storm. Interesting. This is pretty wild. Oh god. I ain't even participate in the defeat of the last few enemies. I think I might need another one of those. Let's find out. That'd be a no, actually. Oh, I definitely need that. Hello. We're making that right now. 50% movement. Jesus. Decreases the number of available jumps. I can't say that I don't hate that. That should be available in my set now, so I'm gonna continue to work on this. I'm still not sure, like... This I can get rid of, not worried about that. This, though. I'm not sure if Ice Whip or Fire Whip. Both good items. Neither are items that I need. Oh, a talisman that recovers all HP when moving to the next stage. That's a little busted. Cooldown 0.01 seconds. That is not at all necessary. So far, I don't think that this is as useful as this is. Having said that, this doesn't come with 2 HP down. Cooldown 5 seconds, though. I don't know. Anyways, so we got these two to work on, but I have to wait until this is done. Or rather, I don't have to, but I'm gonna. It is the same pattern. So, somehow I managed not to get the sword here. Oh, god damn it.
궁극기 충전 완료. 기대한다.
Nice. Ah, god damn it!
버틸 수 있을까?
I got me another gold nugget. I want to make sure that I explore everything that I can. Hello? Bit weird. I definitely remember having gone in there. So, I mean, I guess you could ask then, why do you want to go in there again? Yo, what's up, Phoenix? But, like, you gotta recheck everything. Right, I don't think I ever went to the right or down in that room. I'm kind of curious to see if destroying these opened that door. I'm gonna guess no. No. Definitely not. Oh. Sword! That's literally the only reason why we're here. Ah! Uh, 80, 40. It's okay, I guess. I've already completed that area, so literally the only thing I missed was that sword. Yo, by the way, here recently, Roni was doing hard new game kick me sign runs, and I was told explicitly, you need to look at this. And I did, and yeah, it's pretty obvious that he modified the game. I found like 4 instances like that where he should have been hit but wasn't. It is like hilarious, dude. Like, it's so over the top. I'm pretty sure that the game is running at a faster speed than it should be. Which is an emulator issue. It's a known PCSX2 issue, but if you're at the level he pretends to be, that would feel super wrong immediately. Okay, I've never seen this weapon before. We don't need all of these. Path of Flames. Well, without even looking, I know that I need this. I probably don't need to hold on to the spare. This shitty sword is done, which means I can put it away and never use it again. Boy, this thing is really, really reluctant to getting mastered. Bruh. Damn. Yeah, we'll leave the ice alone and get rid of that then. Well, unfortunately, because I left the leaderboard modless, he unfortunately runs the show. The whole thing is just deeply embarrassing. Forbidden Memories is another one of those games that, like, I'm genuinely baffled at how many people even want to try to cheat at it. Like, why? Like, God Hand the same way, like, yeah, okay, I get it. You feel like a BAMF for doing well in a notoriously difficult game. Okay. But... yeah, I think, wasn't that the guy that was, like, he and his mods were, like, dishing out, like, child porn and shit? Oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble for bringing that up at all, but, what, Kavera Games or some shit? He would, like, dance around with his ass out on stream, and... I feel like I remember seeing a video about this dickhead. Okay. That's a bit unnerving. Immovable Gary. God damn it, Gary, why are you so immovable? Like, it would make more sense to me if the game they were cheating in was at least popular. But, like, stuff like God Hand or, ah, shit, my ass, what? Or Forbidden Memories is definitely, like, these are niche groups, dude. Like, it's such a small group of people that you're wanking to. I just don't understand. Because other people think that they're a badass. That's it. That's all they can get out of it is just enough. It's just enough that someone else thinks I'm a legend at God Hand, which is just so embarrassing. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying is, like, I don't understand why there's so many people that cheat at God Hand. Just like I don't see why there's so many people that cheat at Forbidden Memories, because they're very niche communities. I mean, like, God Hand is, funny enough, even more of a niche community than fucking Forbidden Memories is. I know that because I'm the only one who has actually studied Mercine Twister to actually understand how it works. Or, well, how it works with the game. It's like, you'd think that since it's such a niche thing that there wouldn't be a lot of interest in, like giving a damn whether or not somebody did real good in it or not. But, evidently, this is where we are. Okay, how many of those parts do we need? Right, honestly, that's... I think that, like, the ultimate goal is that somebody takes what they learned from you, improves upon it, and pushes things forward. Because, like, you get to see that and know none of this would have been possible without my contributions. And that's an awesome feeling. But, like, the cock-dickery of some of these people is just, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Anyways, we've got some forest to do because I need items from there.
날 이길 수 있어.
But yeah, I'm with you. Like it's super pathetic, and it just I don't know, I don't understand it at all. Like the idea of being that in need of attention.
저 녀석이 마지막이었어.
See, I only did that on God Hand when the run that I put together was just fucking amazing. Like I only labeled stuff world record when it was a time I was like deeply fucking proud of. But there are people that are just like, oh, I have a time in a category that has no other times. World record. I'm a world record holder, you guys. Like, mate, come on. Grow up. I mean, I'm also at a point where I refuse to have anything to do with the leaderboards, so if I was to try to label something a world record, it would be very silly. Having said that, in actual quotation marks, I see. That's actually pretty funny, I like that. But yeah, it would be very silly of me to try to label anything a world record when I'm specifically not having anything to do with the leaderboards. Although, let's be real, I have good reason not to have anything to do with those leaderboards. Shit. Okay, that is finally mastered. We'll do that. I have a blue synthesis gem that I can use now. Yeah, it's dumb, it's childish. And God Hand is forever cursed. Cursed beyond your wildest dreams. If ever you wanted to see the most cursed game, that's it. Well, see, you know, that's even worse when it comes to the God Hand community, though, is that just about nobody actually knows who came up with what. And right now, everyone just assumes either Roni came up with it or Mike Cobb came up with it. And, like, the reality is that Mike Cobb came up with literally nothing. That dude never, not once, added anything of use to that game. Roni found, I think I mentioned this before, but basically he found that you could throw a barrel at the end of 1-1 and it's slightly faster. That's it. Like, these people are parasites, dude. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, here lately, I've been really trying to get into my own headspace of, like, trying to figure out what do I actually want when I'm speedrunning? Like, what am I trying to do here? Like, I mean, it's not hard to extrapolate, like, oh, I did well, I got a good time, that feels good. Really, really, really easy to figure that part out. But, like, it is a giant pain in the dick, so why am I doing this? And I gotta be honest, here lately I'm coming up short on answers for that. Oh, what? Energy source of the Stone King. It looks ready to explode. Huh. What's the cooldown on that? 10 seconds. Jesus Christ. Normally there's a wall there at the end, but all of my sources of damage flying around, basically I didn't have to deal with it. I don't remember if I still need that Uzi or not. I don't think that I do. I'm just going to get rid of it. Because it's not going to be the last time I'm going to see it. Whatever. These days, I usually just use my faster times to mock people that put world record on their shit. Like, there's, Here, I can actually show this to you. Yeah, there's this right here, right? So, his RTA on the arena was an hour and 39, right? And he's like, oh, that's world record. My kick me sign variant of this same run is faster than this. It's just embarrassing. Man, if people are gonna insist on being embarrassing... By the way, the no good, very bad gimmick in this area is making these lanterns touch each other so that it will clear spider webs. Because fire is the answer, right? So you'd think that my, you know, fire, because I have fire, would be fine. There's that one. Well, clearly you're the one that's being unreasonable. Am I right? Because only a real jerk face would run the whole thing in a responsible manner rather than just in the way that I want you to. Come on! I mean, when I was putting together leaderboards, my philosophy was if it is a category that the game supports as a natural state of affairs, then it should have a leaderboard, whether there's somebody with a time in it yet or not. But that's just me, and I know that there's an awful lot of people that did not agree with that. But when it came to, like, miscellaneous categories, you know, like, conditions that are just made up. Man, people want the most bizarre fucking things. Man, like, I remember on Asura's Wrath, somebody wanted me to add, like, categories for specific acts. So, like, not really ILs, because obviously Asura's Wrath is not structured in a way where an IL makes any sense. But, like, an Act 1 speed run, Act 2 speed run, Act 3, I'm thinking, like, just run the fucking game. And it was always maximum comedy to me when someone who does not run the game at all is asking me for categories. And then I go and look at your YouTube, nothing regarding Asura's Wrath. And then I go look at your Twitch, nothing regarding Asura's Wrath. And then like, if I was to completely lose my mind and go through your forum posts, never mention Asura's Wrath, aside from this one post where you're asking me to make a category. There's no evidence you give a shit about this game at all. Yeah, I don't understand people that feel like they have to have the leaderboard in order for it to matter. Like, you can, in fact, do speedruns of whatever you want, however you want. You don't need a leaderboard to validate that. Yeah, I kind of figured. Alright, well, I guess There's no reason not to body this boss again, I suppose. What in the fuck is happening, dude? Taking too much damage for pre-boss. By the way, it's probably obvious, but I may as well clarify. This is an optional area, and that's why everything here is way hella more dangerous. I think all of those boxes that normally take contain cores, they're all just not here. Which is a responsible decision, because otherwise you would just spam this area every chance you get and get more and more and more cores. Prick. What? You have to watch this dude do a duel and it can take over an hour? That's horrifying. Did that not hit? That sucks! God damn it. By the way, it may not be super obvious, but, like, real talk, the way to victory here is to spam the super as much as possible. As you deal, like, normal damage, the super charges up. And right now I have a super that does over 1,000. Or maybe it's exactly 1,000, I don't remember. Wait, what? What happened to my first heal? That should not have happened. So, there's an upgrade here that makes it where you automatically consume a potion instead of dying. I'm real annoyed about that. Did I take a death and not realize it, dude? Like, what the fuck just happened? Alright, well, let's look and see if I've got a melee weapon that isn't mastered, because that's how I always start these. I do not. So we'll just stick with what has been effective. No, yeah, I'm real fucking annoyed. Not gonna lie. Yeah, this isn't mastered. So I guess I theoretically should start with that. That's almost mastered. And good, that's here, so I have to fucking earn that shit again. What a disaster! What the worst part about that is I didn't even really have a reason to do it. Okay, whatever. Upgrades, let's put a couple more into that, because I don't know what in the hell just happened, but whatever. That's maximum impatience. So I did pick up a gun. I suppose I could equip the gun. Bruh. That's funny. Those are both whites. And white things suck, you know what I'm saying? Wait, they're still enemies. I still need that brass gun to show up. I don't remember, like, if it's a white or if it's a blue. Whatever, good enough. I've officially hit that point where my movement speed is a little bit of a liability. I still don't know what the "you can hear the faint sound of lightning," like, I don't know what that means in the context of this stage. I know that this synthesis is always here. You know what, it's probably that. It's probably that. Which is kind of dumb, but whatever. Oh! Hello! I needed that. I need another one of those, too. I think, in theory, I still need metal chunks for synthing, but I don't remember. Or not synthing, but crafting. Okay. Let's do this one, because these are really, 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 really easy to master. Did I see anything else that... Okay. So, I still need... Like, this will come from the, well, depending on if I get the right drop. It'll come from the dragon at the end of the stage. These, literally, if I get the golem mini-boss, then I will have everything I need for this. Oh, I didn't need to do that at all. Nah. I don't have enough gold. I have quite a large gap. Well, I only need 3 more of those. Woo! Oh well. Oh, hey. There's the other gun. You know, I almost forgot to mention that one of the achievements in this game is to hold over, I think it's like 5,600 something gold, and it says on the text, "This is not a world record," and so I looked into that, and it turns out, yeah, people are really, really stupid. Like, on top of everything else, the obsession with having world records really is just something else, dude. You know, remember when I said these are easy to master? I also expected that I would remember to use it, and I didn't. So it just got mastered by virtue of existing. Why do we have a pistola that we fire at the ground? Oh, it bounces upwards? Hold on. It does. But that does mean that anything that's directly in front of me is just not gonna get hit. Here, hold on. Is there anything special about this that because, like, I never used it. 50 shots. Fires all over the place. Ricochet. Interesting. Ricochet's back as well. I'm not gonna lie, that's not terrible. We've definitely seen worse. Man, if only that JVOFUFUFUFUFUR didn't give these bots away. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah? What have you done? Oh no, yeah, I don't understand why they even bother to allow it to go into the auto mod. Like, it's a blocked term. It's not a maybe blocked term. I don't want it. Oh, this is some bullshit. I love it. Oh, right. I should probably still avoid. Hey, I think that that's the item I needed. Oh, there's a lot of fucking old bots out there. Like, you need... Like, I'm sure that that's a thing. See, here's the thing. I don't like the idea of own verification because I don't want to force anybody who doesn't want to give Amazon their information to either give Amazon their information or not participate in chat. The 1 month old thing, believe it or not, there's a lot of really fucking old bots floating around. Because, like, them getting banned here doesn't mean they're not gonna, you know, float on to another channel and so on and so forth until they no longer have any muster, you know what I mean? Like, eventually they'll probably get banned by Twitch themselves, but in the meantime, let's see. There was the other one. See, I don't like this because this is going to take a jump away from me, but... I've also actually had somebody make an account, so, oh my god, specifically so that they could interact in my chat. Though, to be fair, that was quite some time ago. I'm not even sure that I need another metal chunk. Hold on, let's... Well, I mean, in theory, yeah, I need them to make these, so never mind, I definitely need them. Okay. I mean, like, in my case, The only people that are going to see that the spam messages have happened are, unfortunately, you know, you, Atizian, Brixton, my mods. Nobody else is even going to see it. Okay. That, honestly, that attack 30, that doesn't seem like it's any better than the light katana. Let's look at that. Where is it? There it is. 30. I don't get it. Get it? I don't. Oh, so in my case, I don't know if you noticed on my capture, I didn't see that automod message. I have my shit set up to where I don't see automod at all. There's this tiny little window over here that's not actually my chat where it does show up. But I didn't even notice that until you banned them. I just keep that log up so that if they haven't been banned by the time the stream is over, I can go back and ban them. Let's see, I still need the Stone Crusher. I don't really have much in the way of monies. Dude, my movement speed is a liability. As much as I am a big fan of giant amounts of movement speed, I gotta say, man, it definitely gets to a point to where it's too much in some games. So this is gonna be the one with the enemies, right? Yeah. So we're just gonna waltz in. Boosh! And that's over. My inventory's full. Those are all commons, so who cares? I am gonna need another one of those dragon scales for the dragon figurine, which is also the last dragon item that I need. I don't know what that thing is. I still don't know what that 6024 is. Yeah, I genuinely don't understand why they did that. Because, like, if you were to use an overtly racist term, we don't need to specify. But if you were to use an overtly racist term, it doesn't even ask me. It doesn't go to automod. It's just one of the universal blocks, right? But I'm not in control of that. It's just, I don't know, the whole, like, why... Like, this is what I would have preferred. I don't hate the idea of blocked terms being filtered through automod. What I hate is not having the option. I hate the fact that like I could have blocked terms that are allow auto mod to filter and blocked terms that are I don't want to see this shit at all. But they didn't do that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Clearly they decided it was worth money. Whatever reason they had, they decided it was worth money. Why did they decide that? I don't fucking know. 'Cause I don't agree.
등장.
But, you know, the people in control of Twitch do a lot of just patently baffling things. I mean, that's a very real possibility. Like, genuinely. That's not what I wanted at all. Man, I can't wait for these to be mastered. We're halfway there. God, it's taking too long. I'm still genuinely emotionally distraught that Altair.tv didn't become a thing. God, my movement speed is way too high.
이곳은 안전해.
I'm doing a really good job of hurting myself. You fucking dipshit. Dude, I'm having to be, like, so dainty on the directional inputs because of how high my movement speed is. I'm hating this. Well, time to take my meds. By the way, that's from a YouTube video called If System of a Down Were Indian. And it's like this pair of sisters that are singing something in a cappella, And this guy is just like playing like heavy metal shit on the side. It's really great. I love it. Okay, so I only have 2. Oh. So there's totally a reason to fight that fucking spider again, dude. God damn it. Okay. Well, at least I know what I'm doing, and I just got... Like, I actively chose not to use a potion because I expected the automated heal to save me, and it just didn't. Fucking bastards. Not the Odachi. I can't make use of any of that. See, this is one of those moments where my movement speed is a fucking problem because I have to get in between... I have to get in between those markers because there is sneaky spikes in those areas. Boom. I was really hoping that that would take care of that one as well. But yeah, man, like, the real problem is that Twitch doesn't have any, like, Twitch doesn't have any noteworthy competition, and because of that, they're able to be just as shitty as they want to be, and end of the day, it doesn't really affect them when they fuck up. So, without that counter lever of, like, you fucked up and now here are the consequences, they've got no reason not to fuck up. Oh, yes. Yes, please. That is a gun worth holding on to. This is one of the few physical projectiles that doesn't give a shit about walls at all.
날 이길 수 버틸 수 있을까?
Okay, my boot is done. I don't care about this, but it'll give me my controllable movement speed and my other jump back. Why is this here? I genuinely am not sure why that platform is there, but whatever.
엉성해.
I mean, I guess it depends on if it was actually threatening their bottom line. I mean, like, you remember when Twitch had a really huge hate raid problem, and I've probably explained this to you before, but Remember how they they acknowledged that it existed, and then they pretended that they were looking for potential solutions when, like, let's be real, the solutions were fucking obvious. But here's what they were really doing. What they were doing was they were sitting on their hands, looking to see if it was actually affecting their bottom line, so that they could decide what they wanted to do based on what the actual numbers were. Because they don't give a fuck about us, they just want to see if it's hurting the money. And what they found was that during, like, all of those hate raids were actually causing an upward bump in sales. Because, like, your favorite streamer got hate raided, you see that they're emotionally distressed, you and the entire community just throws bits and gift subs at them. Maybe you also go out of your way to donate to their Ko-Fi or their whatever their stream tip page is. And, like, every time that there was a noteworthy hate raid, that's what they saw. And it got, like, this isn't, like, super common knowledge, but I know of at least 3 instances where, like, relatively large streamers, staged hate raids. For that reason. Anyways, so instead of, like, doing the obvious thing of, like, filtering some kind of detection for that activity and permanently banning everyone that was involved, what they did instead is they didn't fix that problem, left it open, and sued the primary actors doing it so that they could A, get the increased profits from the bump in sales, and B, siphon more money out of the situation through a lawsuit. That's what actually happened with that. And, yeah, like, look, the only thing that's ever going to change a company's behavior is if you threaten the money. If the money is being threatened, they will actually change their behavior. They will. I promise. But without that economic issue, it's not gonna fucking happen. That's why I'm saying, like, if they had really solid competition, and I mean solid competition, if another service was genuinely hurting their financial standing, and people were out there saying, oh man, this service is way better than Twitch, they don't do this shit, they don't do that shit, they don't fuck with me this way, they don't fuck with me that way, like, if people were, like, actively complaining, like, these are the reasons I left Twitch, maybe. Oh, yeah, well, I mean, the mass layoffs are going to happen anyway. Because these companies are evil as fuck. Literally, like, I would love to find any option that was, like, decent for streaming that isn't associated with Google or Amazon. I would fucking, like, you point me at a decent option to leave these bastards, bruh, I will do that shit. Unfortunately, I think that the most viable option that I know of right now is Kick. And the very first thing that they did in their infancy, their like baby's first words were, "Let's give a contract to a horrible transphobe." Neat. Sounds great. I don't even remember who the transphobe was at this point. I could figure it out. It wouldn't be that difficult to get that information again, but, like, Christ, dude. Okay, cool. I didn't actually need to replace that. That's fine. You know what? Hold on. Increases damage done when HP is full. Ooh. Ooh. You know, these other 3 items, I'm surprised I've not seen like the 3 that I've had for ages. The other 3, it's been forever since I've unlocked a new one there. I think the worst thing about it to me is that when like companies are profitable, but they whine that they're not profitable enough. Like I've got no time for people like that. Like, fuck off. You're making money, shut up. Wait, I don't need this. Like, we're making money, but we're not making enough money. Like, for instance, there was, back in Texas, like, you probably don't have any comparison for this particular fast food place, but they're called Sonic drive-thrus. Let me see if I can... It's probably with a U, right? Drive-in. It's drive-in. Anyway, so they're like... So basically the scenario with this is, let's just jump to the image, right? So basically the scenario is that you'd probably enter the grounds over here, right? And then you see where this truck is? You see this thing right here? That's a menu. Basically, you drive up to the menu and you order, like, basically, it's like, oh, wow, I'm an idiot. Anyways, so yeah, see where this truck is? Like, you drive up to these menus and you order at the speaker at each of the menus. So, like, basically, if every single one of these menus was, like, a drive-thru at a fast food place, right? And then some, like, I think that they've changed this recently, but you used to have servers on skates that would, like, roll, like, actual roller skates that would pop out and bring your food. Anyways, in Texas, they decided that they were going to shut down, because these motherfuckers were everywhere in Texas, but they decided that they were going to shut down every location that did not have at least $1 million in profit monthly. So that means if your location was pulling in, you know, like $930,000 in profit monthly, you're $70,000 below the threshold. We're gonna have to close you down. But what's more is it's real weird. Like, there was a location that I knew of that, like, this fucking baffles me. They added a playground, and they added a fucking volleyball court with actual sand. The whole thing just baffles me. I don't understand. It's real weird. These companies, it's like they... Like, okay, like, here's the number one thing about it to me, is that they act like there is an infinite amount of energy in the system, right? But the fact of the matter is that just like any other thing that you can think of, there is eventually a point where there's no more energy left in the system. And money in this case is energy. There is a total amount of money in the economy, right? And typically the reason that, like, and I don't know how treasuries work in other countries, but typically the way that the treasury is theoretically supposed to work here is that as population increases, more money is printed. This is why rich motherfuckers want us to have babies, by the way. They don't give a fuck about, like, humanity carrying on or anything like that. It doesn't. That argument doesn't even make sense, so let's just shelve that forever. They want more babies to exist, so more money will exist so that they can siphon more money out of a limited system. It's not that complicated. But, like, companies always... It's weird because, like, every time that I... Like this broken way of thinking, like, if you ever watched Shark Tank, if you ever watched, I guess in Europe it's Dragon's Den, if you ever watched The Prophet, if you've ever watched, you know, like, Kitchen Nightmares, or Restaurant Impossible, TV shows that are about... TV shows that are about improving a company so that they take in more money are under the assumption that if you provide a better product or service, or if you improve efficiencies, if you do these things, then you will bring in money, period. But yeah, infinite growth in a finite system, it doesn't make sense. Hey, yeah, you. That's my thingy. It's called cancer. Yeah. I mean, that is more or less what it is, yeah. You know, it would be real nice if that puzzle would be at least different every time. Like, if it was at least different, where I would have to read the thing and figure out what it's saying, instead of it being the exact same chore repeatedly. Anyway. I think I've also mentioned to you before that I believe that we shouldn't have, like, that there shouldn't be any such thing as, like, major corporations that are... Like, I think if you set up shop in... Like, let's say I was to set up a business in Dallas, Texas. Dallas is a big place, but I've registered in Dallas. I should only be allowed to have more locations in Dallas, Texas. Period. Period. Or possibly just the one location. At all. I have mentioned this to you because I brought up Walmart, and you told me that Walmart's not as big of a problem over there. But, like, think about any major, gigantic business that has, like, hundreds or thousands of locations. How many families that could have started really good quality small businesses don't have that opportunity because these giant fuck-off companies and orgs are all over the goddamn place? Right, like, you know what's funny is, like, I don't know how aware the rest of the world is of this. I'm sure that the rest of the world is because it, you know, was in TV and movies a lot as well. But the whole, like, Buy American, because, like, America, believe it or not, once upon a time, we were actually fucking obsessed with how high quality our products were. There's a video, like, so I kind of want to show this video. I want to do it. this might get in trouble, but I'm gonna do this. Let's see if I can find this real quick. Right, but a lot of companies cite innovation as reasons for completely destroying economies. Like, you know, our company only made $840 billion in profit this year, and that stifles innovation. We need a few more $100 billion. I might have to go to my archive for this. Yeah, that's fine. It might not be labeled CRT, it might just be labeled TV. There we go. Okay. So, Loading Ready Run did this series for a while where they had secured a section of basement under a mall. I think it was under a mall. Anyways, they had a high-speed camera and they were dropping objects from 10 feet. But yeah, so this CRT, just, they drop it from as high as they can safely get, and no real damage. Crowbar. There's like chips. There's tiny chips out of the glass. Oh look, more scuffing on the glass, but that TV is still perfectly workable. Now see, this frame might be a little bit warbled, but I feel reasonably certain that TV would still work. Once upon a time, we made good, strong, solid shit. Anyways, I fully disagree about companies working internationally. I think that should be 100% forbidden under all circumstances. Because, like, the reality is that for a company to get to a point to where it's working internationally, they have to have grown well beyond any reasonable size. Once companies start leaking from home country into other countries, they are already cancerous in the country they started. And at that point, you end up with companies that wind up with more economic power than the governments that are supposed to regulate them, which just means that they buy politicians. That problem is what led to where we are now. Boop. Bruh, I fucking love it. I love just being able to waltz in and just be like, get out of here. Is my music playing? Oh yeah, it's just at the end of the track. But I mean, regardless of whether we agree or not, one thing that we can agree on, it's never gonna happen. What, limitations on corporate power? That's hilarious. Good joke. Okay, I genuinely need that. Oh, I'm sure it is. Over here, corporations basically own the country. Oh, I still need another one? God damn it. And then I need to make this, and then that's a brand new weapon, and then apparently I need to go fight that fucking giant spider 2 more times so I can get 2 more of those. So that I can make, where the hell is it? This. It's a sub-weapon, huh? Oh no, yeah, for sure. I'm not surprised that they still have too much power regardless. I'd be surprised if that weren't the case. And I mean, like, it's not hard to identify where the creep starts, right? The creep starts with a politician either having a business or being invested in a business or knowing somebody who owns or runs that business. And then, you know, they tweak a little bit there, they change a little bit here, they're doing things that benefit that business. That business grows out of control. They get to the point to where they're buying rules, and then what happens is that other businesses that are capable of doing corrupt shit start doing corrupt shit, and so on and so forth, and the cancer grows, and the cancer grows, and the cancer grows, and like, it's one of those things where, like, any rule that is going to actually control the situation has got to be stronger than the problem. And at the moment, we don't have anything like that. And unfortunately, like, this is also one of those areas where, like, the decisions of one country hurts the, like, issues in other countries, because it's not like corrupt corporations that do whatever they fucking want here are not then expanding to other countries, you know? And, like, whether they're under the same name or not, that's one of the worst ones too, is like, why are companies allowed to operate under multiple names? Like, when it comes to trademark reasoning, I suppose, but like, that one's always been real weird to me. Is wait, what? Hold on. Dude, Growth Kasai has been, like, actually streaming again, and that actually makes me real happy. That dude speedruns Turok Dinosaur Hunter. I'm kind of surprised that he went back to streaming that specifically. But it's real good to see him back. Anyways, blah blah blah, depressing bullshit, and corrupt companies, evil rich fuckers. That's pretty much all of life. I don't think I need that anymore. I did, at a time, need this exact equip. I don't think that I do anymore. Damn. Well, right, and it's because of the power creep of the ultra wealthy, right? They get to the point to where there's so much money in the system that, like, oh man, I only have a few hundred billion. Oh, I'm basically living in poverty. And it's because compared to the other massive billionaires, yeah. Oh no, yeah, for sure. And like Viv is currently in the process of trying to move away from working at a dealership garage, and there's a small independent garage here that is accused of treating their workers very well. So she's looking into that. It's also worth noting that, like, at the place where she currently works, like, okay, let's pretend that there was no greater issues involved. Is just that she was looking for a better job, and let's pretend that there were no actual problems with, you know, working for a horribly racist piece of shit who is also a misogynist, and he and the other store manager are total dude bros. Let's just put all that away and say that it was just normal job issues. One of the big problems at that location is that it is a Mercedes location. Not to say anything bad about Mercedes. I mean, like, yeah, fuck Mercedes. But, like, let's say that that's not part of the problem. Because it's specific to a type of vehicle, there are limitations of how many people can even bring their vehicle in to get worked on at that location. They do work on non-Mercedes, but primarily they work on Mercedes. Well, that limits what kind of work she can get and how often. And there are times where, like, particularly during the winter, believe it or not, a lot of people aren't trying to get their vehicle worked on during the winter. And because of that, there are stretches where we really don't make much money. Now, in a general garage, though, she's not going to have that problem. So that's another reason, like, I've been encouraging her to get a different job for a while because, man, dude, these people are the fucking worst. I've had... I'll be honest, when I worked at Round 1, that was actually a really good job. I genuinely enjoyed working there. I genuinely enjoyed the people I worked with. I mean, every job is going to have those things about it that you're not going to enjoy, and that job definitely had some things that I hated. Like, Kids Play Zone was the fucking worst. But, like... you know, every job is gonna have its problems, but yeah, it is really, 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 really hard to find one that that has less, you know, problems than it has, like, benefits to being there, you know what I mean? So I need to find another fucking rock, bro. Like, most jobs are more problem than benefit.
Hidden.
Man, if I could get a job doing research in, like, mathematics and stuff like that, oh. Because that's the kind of, like, A, that's the kind of stuff you can do from home. B, it's literally what my brain is wired for. Like, let's be real, I love that shit. Or, like, if I got hired to make spreadsheets. The problem with, like, with that thought, though, is that I know for a fact that if a company hired me and was like, yeah, we want you to make this and this spreadsheet, I know exactly what would happen and what would ruin that. They would want me to work on a template that they've made. And I'm gonna look at that and just be like, this is the worst. Wait, do I even need that? I don't think that I need that gun anymore. I'm almost certain I don't need that gun anymore. What, get hired to make spreadsheets? Oh yeah, I already have that. How many I thought I would have had more than that by now. That's always a weird one for me. What a puzzle, right? I still have that gun on me, right? Yeah. Oh, I do need that gun. Oh, shit. Okay. Don't get rid of that gun. Bloody combat crossbow. Hell of a name they've got there. Oh, that's new. Okay. May. Like, I don't mind a company having a template, but like, for me there's two major problems with that. Is that A, I might be able to do, like, I say might. I will definitely come up with a better spreadsheet than whatever template gets given to me. And that is without question. I absolutely will, 100%. Spreadsheets are my shit. But putting that aside, real talk, if you have to provide a template, then whoever you're hiring to do the job associated with it is obviously not up to the task. You didn't apply for it twice. Yeah. I had that exact issue with Walmart, funny enough. To be fair, at the time, well, to be fair to me, at the time, we needed an income. We needed an income so goddamn bad. It was a really scary time. So having literally anyone be like, yeah, we'll hire you. Like, I was willing to take fucking anything, I gotta be honest. Having said that, I did apply for the electronics department, and they hired me for Tire and Lube Express. So we went from electronics to cars, which is hilarious because I know electronics really, really, really well, and I don't know a goddamn thing about cars. I think that's the only time I've ever been, like, explicitly hired for not the thing I applied for. I don't know how many of these I need. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like every company in the world has no fucking idea what the hell they're doing. And like when you end up with companies that are just too big and powerful to actually feel the hurt from making bad decisions, it's just baffling. Like at the Walmart that I worked at, right? Obviously I got not put in the section that I knew really, really, really well, and I got put into a section that I didn't know anything about. I found out while I was working there were people in the electronics department that did not know shit about electronics. And there were people in, like, the textiles department that didn't know shit about textiles. There were, and so on and so forth. And like, we had this dude that, like, was extraordinarily knowledgeable about all the furniture that we had in the store. And they kept on putting that motherfucker in the pets department. And, like, as I found out more and more and more and more, is like, so I understand the idea that they want to try to make every employee capable in just about every section of the store. But they're like, it's like they're going out of their way to make sure that no one is ever working in a section of the store that they're actually strong on. It's fucking baffling. That nobody wants to work. Yeah. Yeah, we have a whole lot of shit like that going on too. Now, I would go ahead and pose the question, are we sure that those smaller companies aren't fronts for larger companies? Because I see that an awful lot. Ah, God damn it. Okay, we genuinely need... We genuinely need more spider guts. Okay, well, that would have been my first thought. You know, they should cross paths eventually. There we go.
궁극기 충전 완료.
That happens often, yeah. What is hitting me? Well, I mean, you know what the poison is, right? Is that, like, it's sort of like when someone who has decent money just sees themselves as a rich person that isn't rich yet. So they want the rich and powerful to be able to do horrible things and abuse the system, even though they're arguing for someone else to be able to fuck them because they see themselves as eventually being the ones being able to fuck others. And I imagine that logic translates to small companies too. They see themselves as eventually going to be that powerful, eventually going to be that big. So they should just start being terrible right away, right? That's how that works. Yeah, that didn't help. God damn it. So, I gotta say, like, the biggest amount of fuckery I ever got, ever got, looking for a new job. So, there's this sanitization company, and believe it or not, I like to clean things. I do. I don't know why. I enjoy taking a project and just, like, having it just be a horrible mess and then getting to the end of it and it just being immaculate. I love that. So I wanted to get in with this sanitization company, and they were like, I was going through a hiring process to potentially be a sanitization worker at like a bread making company. I don't remember what the company was. That's not particularly important. My the guy handling my application process, there's a word for his position. I don't remember what it is. It's a relatively heavy-set, light-skinned black fella. I think his name started with an L. He seemed like a pretty good dude until we went through the application process. I got hired. We went out to tour the facility and do like the my brain doesn't want to come up with words. We like the initialization, that's not the correct word, but we did the onboarding process. And at the end of the tour, people were supposed to choose like the available time slots for working. One of the available time slots was overnight. I tend to have trouble sleeping, so I'm like, fuck it, yeah, let's do some overnight. I thought everything was cool. I was given some basic forms of uniform. And then I never heard from him again. I say never heard from him again. It took quite some time. Like, I utterly forgot all of this happened. When about 7 months later, he called and asked if I still wanted the position. To which I just laughed. I just like on the phone, I was like, click. Because, like, that has got to be... Like, what is that? That didn't hit. Fucking shit, it did. Something hit. Me. Okay, one of my auto potions just got used. Another of my auto potions just got used. Okay, good. So he does drop those consistently. I like that. Nice. That is usually how it goes. Viv, when she was working at a place called Pinstack, which is a place I don't recommend to literally anybody working. But when she was working there, she she got promoted to being an arcade tech from just being a cashier at the bowling counter. It wasn't a good job. Then they start training her on that, and so the one thing to be fair to them is that she got really sick. Not long after they start training her on this shit. And so she was, like, having to call in a bunch. not able to do the job when she did get in there, but then she got better, and she was still in that position. Now, this whole time, they're not actually paying her the amount of money that they're supposed to be paying her for that position. They're still paying her the amount of money that they pay cashiers. I know this for a fact because I know what those pay scales are. Well, I don't remember anymore. Because it was the same parent company as the place I was working at the time. Anyways, after the point gets raised that they're not paying her the amount that they're supposed to, and that's like they are breaking their own goddamn rules doing that, at that point, they decide, oh, you being a technician isn't really working out, we're going to put you back as a cashier, which she accepted at first until they kept on asking her to do technician-related stuff. Which I told her out right from the start is that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to get you capable of doing this, and then they're going to double dip. They're gonna be like, oh no, yeah, go do that, but we're still gonna treat you like an employee that should be getting paid more money. They're trying to get a technician on the cheap, and it's fucked up. Yep. Why do companies suck so bad, dude? That gun might be a little bit too good. Yeah, that's fair.
마지막이다. 날 이길 수 있을까? 날 이길 수 있을까?
Still don't have that fucking... I don't know how many of those I have, but they come up often enough that I'm just not that fucking worried about it. Oh right, I'm supposed to be working on the Naginata. And I haven't been doing it. Whoops. Yeah, I mean, I'm always of the mindset that I don't want to hand in any kind of work that I'm not proud of. Like, you're not gonna get me giving you a job that you can put my name on that isn't going to be the good shit. Yeah, no, yeah, I fully agree with that. Like, the worst part about it is that they kind of, like, in my experience, they want the populace to get to the point of just being unable to cope and unable to, like, even bother fighting back about it.
버틸 수 있을까?
They want us to just be so used to getting fucked over that we don't even bother anymore. I mean, I would point out that generative AI actually hasn't, like, made or saved any company's money. They keep on pretending it is because they want that to be their eventual answer to the everything, but that hasn't actually materialized. I don't know how many of those I need. I really need to find out how many opal cores I need because I have like 5 of them in my fucking storage. Okay, new. No opal cores, none, 1. I only need 1?! Why have I been saving so many? Is there anything that I need to make repeatedly that uses them? I mean, no, not that. Not these. These are the things I think I was looking at originally, and we've had them all since then. I only need 1. God damn it. I've been, like, meticulously... I'm an idiot, dude. There aren't good uses for it at all. The things that are actually generative AI require a far greater amount of power than the value of any output that they could give, especially since in order for it to be used effectively, whatever output it gives that is like surprising and useful, a person has to then go through the process to verify, which they could have done without the AI. What, you mean by stealing everything? Like, that was the whole game. The whole game was just to get the courts to say, there are these situations where you guys can use copyrighted shit however you like. That was the whole fucking game. And they got that. Data centers now, they're not even about training the AI, they're about surveillance. Do I already have one of these? Anyways, in the meantime, what's going to happen is we're going to have companies go stupidly large amounts of money, stupidly deep into the AI well. They're not going to make money with it, and they're going to end up, like, massive companies are going to end up, like killing themselves going super deep into a thing that doesn't turn a profit. And I think, honestly, that is going to be a net good, but there is going to be some massive, massive difficulties between then and now. That's not useful. As much as I want to cheer on these dipshit companies basically killing themselves, and I do want to cheer that on. There is going to be some massive economic turmoil in the meantime. And even as a direct result of that. Another one, huh? Dude, the stream boos are out in force today. Yeah, I'll take this down to 500. One more. 58. Jesus, I have not been keeping up with my upgrades. Pattern recognition software isn't AI. Like, that's been a thing for years and years and years and years. That's another thing about the AI bubble is that, like they're calling so many things AI now that aren't. They're not AI. Like, and I remember hearing about this from Susie Dent's account, and I thought, like, oh god, Susie, why are you, like, why have you been taken in by this? But she posted some shit about an AI program being able to detect accents in seals. Or seals, dolphins, whatever. And, like, that the program can detect, like, the AI can detect their accents and therefore figure out where they originate from. And I'm sitting here like, but that's, like, known information, and pattern recognition software is not new. It's not AI. Christ. Like, this... The whole thing is, like, such a fucking mess, because it got buzzworded to death. And now, it's like the whole concept is just a sea of misinformation. Oh, god damn it. I just now noticed what my mistake was. Oh, don't you worry. The lies will continue. And once it becomes clear that the AI thing isn't making money like they hoped, they'll switch to different lies. Well, I mean, we've also discussed that... Oh, what? Huh. We've also discussed that there's almost certainly a lot of, like, AI disclosures on Steam that did not at all actually use AI, but some program that they used the buzzword of AI, so they thought it was, and now they've AI disclosed, and that's gonna hurt their sales, and, you know, on and on and on and on and on. Dang. Like, the idea of the technology is not bad. I agree with that. The trouble is that what it's being sold as, what they're claiming it's capable of, and what reality is are so far apart. Oh. Right. I was working under the assumption that I was using the super that I'm familiar with, and that was not the case. Well, this thing doesn't charge up nearly as fast as the stuff that I was using before. Well, there's also the fact that most people don't verify. And again, the process of verifying means you shouldn't have bothered to ask a generative AI to begin with, but you can't honestly... At no point can you honestly trust what a generative AI comes up with, because you don't know how it got to that conclusion. And plus, like, generative AI, like, with data centers on data centers on data centers, and generative AI putting all this slop out there, there's now an AI echo chamber, where the more people use generative AI, the more of the information it's learning from is a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. And you get more and more and more and more and more degraded as that goes. And that is an inescapable fact. So, like, literally the concept of generative AI in our society is... Literally, it is a failure of a concept from jump because of the eventual generative AI echo chamber. Because once it starts just, like, compounding on its own data over and over, it's over. Well, it was a legendary. Well, a lot of the issue with data centers going under here has more to do with people fighting back on it because it is actively destroying our planet. Like, at an insanely fast pace. I don't know how that's going, like, what the reasoning for it is in other countries, but I can tell you that here, it is doing so much goddamn damage, dude. New weapon. Now awakened, this sword will destroy everything in its path. Crushing, though? I don't know what that means. Yep, sounds like Germany's making some smarter, much smarter decisions than we are, then. Like, they decided over here, because the land is cheap, you know what they should do is they should put a data center somewhere, you know, where electricity is already a major problem and there's barely any decent drinking water. So you know what we should do is we should put this giant fuck-off facility that chews up all of both of those things. Interesting. That throws off projectiles. Man, the Greenland thing doesn't make any sense. It is so dumb. Yo, could you, like, adopt us? So we can just, like, move to Germany? I don't want to be in this fucking shithole. By the way, that area overrides your music options for some reason. Oh, I didn't realize that followed me. For some reason, I just assumed it was a thing that happened in place and stayed there. Oh, is it your birthday? Happy birthday for, you know, whatever that might mean to you. I'm not much of a birthday-er. I've genuinely, like, forgotten my own birthday for, like, I think it was a little over a month, and then somebody on Final Fantasy XI, of all things, was like, oh, right, happy birthday, and I was like, it's not my birth. Huh. It's always weird to tell people that too, because no one really knows what to think when it comes to that. Yeah, I just don't give a fuck about my birthday. I'm a grown-up. I don't... Like, there's not a cake, there's not presents. Womp womp. I'm 10 years past that. I will be 41 this year because I'm fucking old. All hail the fucking old guy. Start hailing! Are you hailing yet? I'm stupid. Anyway. I like the sword, but this is my comfort weapon right now. VKO4. Okay, I mean, apparently I've done it before, but that doesn't sound familiar at all. GG. Alright, now I need to think, is there anything else I actually need in that area? Because I don't think there is. You know, it's funny, the legendary sub-weapons that I've run into have all been not really all that useful. Trying to remember, like, what What value does the Master Gun give? I guess it's that it can be fired twice quickly, but like, I don't think that that's necessary. Yeah, this gun doesn't give a shit about walls either, by the way. Well, you know the number one thing that I'm grateful for is that we're actually able to have these conversations about generative AI, whether we agree or not. In fact, I think it's more interesting that we don't agree. But we're actually able to have these conversations in a space where there's no, like, dumbass AI dude bro motherfuckers in here just, like, losing their goddamn shit that either one of us dare besmirch the good name of Robot Jesus. Because, like, man, I've run into some of that, and whew, that is a unique kind of crazy. Anyways, I'll be right back.
Good. Yo.
The last piece of that accursed blade. Now, get back to Ulthane and finish this business.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough. But yeah, pretty much everything is less polished in this version, including how shit the targeting is. That guy just fell off the map.
Lucky boss.
I am a fucking asshole. That's right. One enemy, 4 suplexes. So when I closed it, it saved the settings from that version. Hey, could you do an attack? Yo, the map is gone. That was... Oh man, that was so good. Yo, how did I not get hit? How did that not hit me? That's some bullshit. I just like cheated the system.
Yo, something like that happened earlier too. What the fuck is going on?
Glad to see you. What the hell?
If I like point out the wrong dude. I don't know, you got this dude just kind of hanging out in a park with a meat cleaver and he's just dancing around with it, and this dickhead's got a big ass knife. It's always the dude in the suit. I mean, I didn't actually ask for answers, but thanks, I guess. I love how this guy got stuck on this pole. He ain't going nowhere.
Alright. Good stuff. Oh, fuck, that was great.
Ah, God, I knew that was about to happen. Fucking ballista. Yeah, I'm on... What?! 141. I can't even. I don't even know what just...
Yeah, she was typing it, and she's looking me dead in the face while she does it.
Or do you always look like that?
Oh God, what? Ah, fuck.
Arena is set in stone. Bruh! That was so good. Why did I not get hit by that? What the hell?
Where you going? Where you going? Where's he going? Where are you going?
Oh, what I suggested wouldn't prevent a research company from getting together, from working with an R&D company that then works together with a manufacturing or production company, but they would be three entities. They wouldn't be owned by one motherfucker that's raking in billions and billions of dollars. They would be three cohesive, competent businesses that are run by people within the communities that they serve, that would then build up the communities that they're in, rather than these massive corporation scenarios where they put in a business somewhere that they're not affiliated with at all, and they just siphon all the resources out of that area, which is a common issue that happens here. Oh, shit. Okay, I still need to beat up the giant spider more, which I don't want to do. Oh, shit. Oh, God, what am I doing, dude? But yeah, it really is all about, like, rooting out the possibility for horrible corruption without, without getting in too deep. I did not actually know that you could shoot those things. Or, like, I knew, obviously, that I could shoot at it, I just didn't know it would actually have an effect. But you know what? Can I just... Alright, well. Boop. My inventoire's full. What the hell? I don't see anything here that would be a blue. Nah, let's just go. It'd be interesting if I could somehow find my way up that left side. This is what impatience looks like. In case you've never seen impatience before. Well, that's not useful at all. But yeah, that's how things used to work here. In fact, there was, once upon a time, I mean, technically, I guess the laws are still there, but they're not exactly honored. We have laws that state that, like, a company is, like, one company is not supposed to be allowed to have control of the source of the materials, the the transport of those materials, the manufacturing of the item, and then also the sell point. Like, you're not allowed to control all parts of the process. And how many companies can you think of? There's one in particular that I can think of that violates the hell out of that concept. Amazon. Like, all the fucking time. Walmart. I'm sure that there's some Germany-specific examples. No, I mean, no, that's not technically a monopoly. A monopoly would mean that you own the entire market, but I can't remember what this concept is called. It's like vertical something. My brain doesn't want to come up with specific terms today, but still, the point is that it's no good for one company to own the entire process start to finish. By the way, monopolies aren't at all policed here either, even though there's very obviously clear laws against that. Oh, well, yeah, there's that too, but that's also... It's not the proper term for the thing I just described. Like, let me put it this way. Like, let's say, like, I don't know if Kroger is a grocery store in Germany, but, like, let's say... It doesn't really matter what company we're talking about. So it's like, let's say we've got a grocery store that the head company owns grocery store, but also owns the farms, but also owns the transport company in between, but also owns the point of sale. So it owns every part, every step in the supply chain, all of it. So it's not like they're the only grocery store, but they own every step within their business is not legal. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but it's not legal. But at the same time, it's allowed. Like, no one fucking tries to shut that shit down. Oh. Okay, I thought I took care of that earlier. But yeah, I don't remember what it's vertical something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe that 100%. Would not have questioned it for a second. Admittedly, I don't quite remember the difference between those two things. Granada. But I do remember that the outcome isn't that different. It's more that the steps in between are slightly different. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And usually in those cases, those companies collude with one another, which is also illegal. But dude, there's so much proof here that like companies like work together for like they'll like work hand in hand to price fix shit. Which I've been told is the devil by companies. Companies have told me that price fixing is literally the taint of Satan. But it's okay if they do it, apparently. Peace! Boy, we sure do have a habit of talking about the cheeriest subjects. I mean, important, but... And I'm not complaining, but at the same time, like, bruh, like, it's... you know, this is less a complaint about the fact that we're talking about it, more a complaint about, like, how shitty it is that it merits being talked about. Oh, no, it's not. No, that's not what I'm saying. My complaint isn't that we're talking about it. It's that the world is fucked up enough that it keeps on coming up. Like, if the world could stop being such a broken fucking mess, that'd be swell. Bruh. Well, that dude just got fucking annihilated. But no, yeah, like, these are important conversations to have, and it's... like, it's merited, it's warranted, and it makes sense. You know what? For a second I thought I may have broken that. I don't even know what the hell hit me right there. I'm just gonna DPS race this fool. Okay, I don't have anything that I... well... let's make this thing. Oh no, not new. I think I'm gonna need more of that. I know I'm gonna need more of that. Anyways. I'm gonna eat a bit of something, and then I'm gonna come back with some dance game. Yeah, that'll take a little bit, but I'll be back. What the fuck? That dude is dead. You know, I had theorized that that was a thing for a very long time. I didn't have any actual proof of it until just now. Thanks, my dude. I love being crashed into. What the fuck was that? Let's see, without the rocket handle, I don't think there's anything else. Wow, you're trolling, bruh. Oh right, there's bananas right here. Oh god. Ugh. What? This is bullshit. What the hell?